Right, back again. Yeah, it really cut really close to the wire. It was like 10:57. So, Princess Mononoke. Sorry, Spirited Away. Spirited Away is a story of a girl who goes to this fair with her parents. Well, they get lost looking for their new home, and she's resentful of their parents for moving. And basically, the parents start to eat the meat platter left out for the guests, and because of magic, they get turned into pigs. And so she's separated from them, and she has to work for this witch who will turn them back. And it's a really wonderful story, beautiful music. The dub is pretty immaculate because it's done by Pixar, and it is a really good film that everyone should see. That's an American copy, by the way. The all proper British ones, that the two I'm going to have here, are in this kind of lookout, and that's Howl's Moving Castle and Tales from the Earthsea. Now, both of these are, well, Howl's Moving Castle is a really, really good film. I really love the dub in that as well, and that's another really good Ghibli film to get. It's all about, basically the moral of the story is all about aging and how it's not such a bad thing. But this one was done by Hayao Miyazaki's son. Hayao Miyazaki did most of the other Ghibli films, and his son did this one. And it's based off a 4-part book series, which I have seen in the shops here. And this is the first book. And it's not a bad film, it's just not great. It's definitely something to see. I also, just on the point of Studio Ghibli films, I've seen the trailer for the new one. Is it Ponyo? It's come out in DVD in Japan already with English subtitles, but it's like £33 for the DVD for it. So I might just wait for the British release. Alright. Can I find the first one first? Where is it gone? Might just have a second here. Right, back. Right. I was going to say I saw the first one. I wanted to get the first one before I did the second. So this is the Full Metal Panic. And this is the whole box. This has every DVD filled in. And this is a really, really good series. It's all about how a guy from the army gets sent to protect a girl because she's able to communicate with the machines, if I can remember rightly. Computer systems that work military machines. And it's quite funny, the situations, because he's from the military, so anything goes, and he's not really been thrust into the real world. So he sets up trip mines to like lockers and everything. Especially when like people are like leaving their love notes. It's very funny. But the funnier one was the one with the full out comedy, and that was Full Metal Panic for Mufu. Now this series is really, really funny. I only have the first disc, but I've seen more, and it's ridiculously funny. It's definitely something you have to pick up if you're like one of these people that likes really funny anime. Alright. As I showed, okay, we're on that. As I showed the other day, this is One Piece. And if you couldn't tell from my game video, it's a story, or if you haven't seen the TV show either, it's a story about a young boy, well it starts off young, called Luffy, who basically wants to be king of all pirates. And he eats a fruit which allows him to grow become elastic rubber. And he's able to like throw punches and that. But the backside of that is that he's never allowed, it forces him to never be able to swim, which kind of buggers you if you're a pirate being on the sea. But it's a really, really wonderfully told story with the fact that all the characters come together. It is a shonen anime, let's not beat around the bush. There's a lot of fighting, there is some sexual innuendo, but it's got a real story of like holding together as a group, as a family, communicating. It's very funny at points. It's just really hooked me. as a story, and I do want to pick up more, but the exchange rate at the moment, when I started buying them two, they're about £17 each, and they're up about £26 at the moment, and I'm like thinking, maybe not yet. Right, this is another illegal box set, but this is all of Dragon Ball, the original series Dragon Ball. And these are actually copies of the Funimation discs, which means the dub's good, but you feel a little bit worse. You feel a lot more guilty about it. Really good anime. I'm hoping they're releasing season box sets of them, because I haven't seen a proper legitimate thing. They're doing legitimate box sets, like big box sets for Z, and they've done them for GT, though really GT wasn't exactly great, but that series is really good as well. It defines like basically a shonen anime should be. It's funny in places, it's got lots of great action, it's got lots of great characters. It's kind of like One Piece, and One Piece is very inspired from it, but they're both really good. This is I've only got half of this because I picked them out dirt cheap and then they went up again. And this is Excel Saga. Now this is a very, very funny anime. This is for people that really like fucked up shit. And if you really like messed up stuff, go and get Puni Puni Pomi, because it's made by the same people and it's even worse. But it's a very, very funny anime, all about Lord El Palazzo and his henchman Excel trying to take over the world and failing very, very badly. But it's got lots of in-jokes, especially to the creator Koshi Rikdo of the manga, who seems to get killed or battered or that every single occasion that they can possibly put him in. And it's got one of the greatest characters ever, Afro Shin. He's the director of the anime himself, and he comes in and just takes over, and it's funny as hell. But it's just something you can't really explain, you just have to see. It's a bit like Jungle wa Itsuma Halinachi Gu, which you have to really see to believe, but it's just called Harry and Gu, I think, in the American release. This is another great anime. This is another great shonen anime. This is the first DVD of Bleach, and it's very shiny, so camera reflecting everywhere. It's the first 13 episodes of Bleach. Now I have seen a lot more, but well, I've downloaded a lot more. But I started to like pick up the DVDs for like series that I really like, and it's a really good story as well. That's another great shonen anime. It's basically all gone around. The actual English dub is not bad at all. It's all about a guy called Ichigo who can see ghosts or in spirits, and some of these are called hollows, which have spirits that have left too long, and they're basically their ties have disappeared and they're out of the heart, and they have no conscience, no thing, and they start attacking people. Whereas Ichigo, in the course of the first episode, becomes a part of the Soul Society and wields a massive sword that can kill all these people. And it just goes on from there, and he meets up with a load of other people that develop skills that can combat these hollows, and then they go to the Soul Society. And it's a really great story and very, very funny in places, and it's definitely something that if you really like shonen anime, you should check out. I'm definitely going to have to go into the third part. Right, this is Rizzlemine. This is a copy because I don't want to ever buy a legitimate copy of that. That's the only time I'm ever going to say that, because that's fucked up. It's about a girl that's basically forced. Well, she's not forced because she's well up for it, but she's married to a guy that has no clue what the hell's going on. The parents don't care, because they're getting all these benefits from it, like their housing's paid for, there's no insurance and all that, and their taxes are exempt, and they're all well and happy. And it's the bodyguards. And the fact is, when she starts to cry, she cries nitroglycerin and everything explodes. But she's convinced that she has to sleep with the boy. And the weird, crazy thing about that is they must be about 14. Now, I know, well, the age of consent here in the UK is 16. I believe it's 18 in the States, and I think it's either 13 or 14 in Japan, which I think is the only way they get away with it. It's still very creepy. But I'm going to have to leave this again. So this is the end of part 2. This is Evil Slothman, out.